the passion for the environment there. Is he was upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. And understandably so. It's 9:12. Let's head into the K-Wave News Zoom room where we have the acting administrator for Public Health Division of Environmental Health, Leilani Navarro, standing by. Good morning, Leilani.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good to have you on. We'll just go ahead and get right into it. I understand that your division and the department is currently working on the draft protocols for a reopening. I know you can't tell us much about it, but what's the status on that?
So right now we're finalizing a draft in accordance with the Governor's Executive Order 2021-16, which actually lifts all the restrictions except for masking. But there's going to be we're working on other recommendations that it's in line with the recommendations from CDC. So again, it's being drafted and it has to go through final approval with the governor's legal department. So that's where we're at right now.
And you guys, as a division, continue to conduct not just the sanitation inspections, but also the COVID-19 protocol inspections, right?
Correct. We're still, since the beginning of the pandemic, we've always been out on the field doing the inspections. If not the regular sanitation inspections, we check for the mitigation plans of the establishments and if they're being followed correctly.
I want to ask, and I'm not sure what kind of answer you can provide, but when we do go into PCOR 4, how many of these protocols that are in place now are going to carry over, and how many aren't? And will you guys still be doing inspections for, the temp checks and all that stuff?
So there's still, the plan is there's still going to be some facilities that would need to submit a mitigation plan. And of course, we'll still be going out, doing inspections. There's some items that will still remain, such as, contact logs requirement, which is important, of course, for contact tracing. And as well as other I cannot really say specifics, but we're looking at, I know right now we're only about less than 200 before we hit the 80%. So we're just trying to finish it and so that we'll be able to get it out before our island is certified to have reached the 80%.
Wow, this is we're here. I mean, 79.91. I don't know if you got the memo, Leilani, but we're just like right there.
I think about
4. Yeah, 104.
104, yes.
Right, unless someone just got the shot, then it's 103. But yeah, that's what we're kind of wondering is when we do go into the PCOR 4, would there still be temperature checks? I know social distancing, maybe. Would there still be social distancing?
Social distancing, the executive order from the governor, if you, we follow that, it actually lifts all the restrictions except for masking.
Okay.
But it also says that the public health and CDC recommendations will have to be followed. So there's some mainstays, but mostly I would say a lot of it is gonna change.
Wow. And so just to track like the order of this, so the governor came out with her executive order. I want to say it was like before she left for DC, and the executive order, it was kind of like a pending executive order, and it said that when we go into 80% herd immunity, that would trigger PCOR 4 and the reopening. And then, so that executive order, I mean, since you guys are the public health authority, you kind of look at what the governor wants to mandate and see how it can be executed from the public health standpoint. Correct?
Correct. And also, Like as previously mentioned by our director also, our island actually doesn't have the capacity um, to, if there's going to be a high surge from this reopening, right? So we also have to be careful in implementing any changes. So that's why we're being very cautious, and we really take a look at the guidance that we're putting out.
Right, and so that executive order that you're referring to, it's all other restrictions, including limitations on social gatherings, reduced occupancy of establishments, social distancing requirements, and the requirement of operations on an appointment only basis are lifted, effective at 12:01 in the morning on the day after Guam has officially achieved its vaccination goal of 80% of its adult population. Right.
That's right, Sabrina. So it actually says that the reaching of 80% has to be certified by public health and approved, accepted by the governor.
Right.
So um, there has to be a process before we have those new guidance memorandums be implemented.
So, Leilani, that means that if we hit 80% today, that doesn't necessarily mean, oh, we're peak or 4, right?
It doesn't mean at 12:01 a.m.
Yes, yes. And also, this is to give time for all the establishments to meet the new requirements.
Right. Wow, so interesting. What are you seeing when you go around? Because I know you guys do the COVID inspections. Because when I go around, it looks like people are, for the most part, following the protocols, but definitely there's a lot more movement and a lot more traffic, way more people out there, right? So when you guys go around and do your inspections, by and large, has everyone kind of got the hang of the COVID protocols?
Well, we still, the complaints that we've been receiving are not as much as, let's say, first quarter of this year. But we still receive complaints and we act on them. There's inspectors detailed each night to respond to these complaints. So we still go out, and but majority, for the most part, when we do the regular sanitation inspections during the day, we also do a COVID inspection, and these facilities are in compliance.
What about for the health inspections? How's that been going?
For the sanitation inspections, we've also been doing that during between 8 to 5. And like I mentioned, when we do the health or sanitation inspections, we also conduct COVID inspections. So aside from checking if the establishments are meeting the regulations for, let's say, food establishments or for childcare facilities, we also check if they are following the mitigation plan that they submitted to us.
Schools are getting ready to open. Are you guys also doing inspections of the schools?
Yes, that will be done as well, but right now they're still on summer break, right? So we are working with them to make sure that the schools are ready for the students. I know their goal is to have I think 80% of their student population to go face to face. So there's that background that we're working with them on what's going to be the requirements, and that's another guidance memo that we're developing. It's actually in the final stages already, so it should be out pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, now that you've taken over the division, are you guys being able to fill a lot of those? Because I know there's just been this perennial shortage of health inspectors, right? And I know when we had you guys on, that's always an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So where are we with the recruitment and retainment of new personnel and staff for the division?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Chris. Actually, one of the things that we would like to inform the public is, if you think this is something that you would like to do, inspecting the facilities, making sure that our community is safe from any foodborne illness or any other health-regulated establishment illness. So come and join us because we actually right now there's 3 positions that are open. You could look it up on the DOA website, the Human Resources website. There's the entry level environmental public health officers 1. So there's I believe 2 openings for that and 1 EPHO 3 environmental public health officer 3. So we're still trying, we're trying to move as fast as we can in terms of replacing the vacancies left due to resignation and retirement. In just the past 10 months, I would say there's about 5 people who left the division due to resignation, retirement, and reassignment to other division within the department. So it's a challenge for us to fill in the work that is left, but we're trying to manage. But it's gonna help if there's gonna be more people who can join us and have the same passion as in protecting the public.
All right. Leilani, thank you so much for coming on. That was a lot of info. Definitely appreciate it. And let's make this a thing. Shoot me a message after you complete the next round of inspections and the report, and we'll bring you back on.
Sure.
Thank you, Leilani.
Also for the opportunity.
Yeah, of course. We'll see
Take
you.
care.
Be safe. 9:24. Yeah. So again, Bree, when we do reach the 80%, because we had some comments in here. PCOR 4 won't be implemented until the new mitigation plan is approved. Yes? Kind of sounded that way. So that EO did come out. We're 79.91%. Herd immunity is triggered by 80%. Okay. 925. It was interesting.